This podcast is brought to you by Meteorate.
Welcome to the Two Cripples, One Pair of Legs podcast, where every fortnight, your hosts, Adam Shepherd and Natasha Price, take a long, hard look at the world through the eyes of two people who believe in grabbing life by the balls and squeezing tighter than Borat in a mankini. The good, the bad, the often cringeworthy, but most importantly, the hilarity that can, and often does, ensue. If you're looking for fluffy sunshine and rainbows, My Little Pony meets Care Bears type of purity, you've probably come to the wrong place. If you're after good conversation, warped humour, quick wit, a touch of sarcasm, two proud people with disabilities with the no holes barred, leave no stump unturned outlook on life, welcome home. Hello!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I always say to you, well, how are you, as if I haven't actually just spent the entire morning with you.
we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, a bit too much. No, I'm joking.
And so we have to like sit there and figure out what we're going to say because
we've already had conversations about everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, that's very true. How's your week been?
As good as yours.
It's been pretty good.
We've had a great couple of weeks since the last time we were on.
We had 3 days in stunning Hervey Bay.
Yes, we did.
A little bit of work, a little bit of fun.
I mean, it was mostly fun as it turns
was mostly
out, but
fun,
yeah, it was a work related trip that just ended up being a good decent bit of R&R for what?
Nothing.
What are you laughing at me?
No idea. It was great.
Yes, it was.
It was really, really good.
And we're going to talk a lot about it today.
We are. So this is kind of going to be like the Hervey Bay
special.
The Hervey Bay special.
Oh, Jesus.
Special.
A bit like you, really.
Yeah. Special like a Happy Meal.
As your ex-girlfriend used to say.
As an ex used to say. Yeah, I'm like, at first I was like, is that a compliment?
Oh, no.
Because Happy Meals are pretty special.
No, but they are pretty special in a good way.
When I was a kid, if I got a Happy Meal, shit was awesome. Like,
yes.
Yeah. Like I knew some good stuff was happening. It was either that or I was going to hospital. I knew I was going.
Exactly.
I was going to hospital.
I would only ever get treats like that if some bad shit was going down.
Yeah. I used to have this standing deal with my folks. Whenever I'd get out of hospital, the first place we'd go to was Hungry Jack's, and I'd get a Hungry Jack's meal because
not bad.
You know, in the 80s, hospital food was clearly worse than it is now.
God, and it's bad enough now. So yeah, I know. I remember 80s hospital food well. Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Let me ask you something about you growing up and you being at school, and because you went to, did you go to uni or is it college in the UK?
Uni.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Uni.
When you had assignments and stuff to do, were you like this studious person that sort of the day you got the assignment went home and like banged out like half of it, or were you the person that sort of left it to the?
I was always the person that left it to the last minute. I used to absolutely smash assignments. Like I was very, 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 very good at them. I was very studious, but I was always the person that left it till the very last moment. And I remember doing my dissertation for my final dissertation for my degree.
Yeah.
And I literally smashed out that entire thing maybe over 24 hours before it was due.
That's nuts.
And that was like close to 20,000 words.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, that was, and I came away with a high distinction as well.
So you either knew what you were talking about or you're a better bullshit ass than I am.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Yeah. It's having the knowledge, but being able to extrude, pull that knowledge, extrapolate. That's the one, and that's probably what I was looking for. and you know, make it fluffier.
Yes. No, yeah. No, I'm very, very lucky in that I've had lots of studying experience, should we say?
Yes.
I've spent a lot of time studying in my life.
Yeah.
And I've always been very, very good at research. So kind of getting my hands on the right information to go in the right places. So, well, and I'm a good bullshit artist when I need to be.
You are. I mean, yeah, you are. We bullshit with the best of them, the pair of us. I mean, that's probably why we have a podcast.
Yeah, exactly right. This is why it goes so well.
But you know what I figured out? I discovered this at 12:30 this morning.
Okay. Oh, yes. Whilst you were doing something which was due in today.
Yes. I've been out of school for 23 years.
Yes.
And in 23 years, nothing's changed.
No.
I still leave shit to the last minute.
Oh my God. Do you ever leave shit to the last minute?
Oh my God.
I appreciate you and your support.
I feel a
is
butt.
Wonderful.
I feel a butt coming on.
However, I still leave things kinder to the last minute, but I
take it to a whole nother level.
Take it to an extreme level. And I'm sat there panicking and like, dude, this has to be done. You're like, yeah, no worries.
It'll be right.
We got plenty of time. We'll be good. And I'm like, dude, we do not have enough time. Then we get to the day it needs to be done. And you're like, oh shit, we don't have enough time for this. Oh,
yeah.
No shit, Sherlock.
As the day went on yesterday, I'm like, okay, so I leave. I go and pick up the kid from school, get him home, get him fed, all that sort of stuff, and get dinner on for Christy and I, do some housework, all that sort of stuff. And the next thing you know, it's friggin' 9:30 at night.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I have to point out here, there were a couple of times where you were sending me funny videos off Facebook and you were telling me to watch certain shows on TV.
Yes.
So I feel like maybe you weren't using your time in the most productive of ways.
Yes, Miss Natasha. I might be the world's best bullshit artist, but I'm also the world's best procrastinator.
Yeah, this is true.
Well, maybe not the world's best, but between you and I, we're both, and I don't know how this works well for us because it really doesn't, but we're both really good at procrastinating as well.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. I mean, you do the whole analysis paralysis thing.
Yeah, for me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I analyze and I think about every possible bloody thing on earth before I can actually find a way of getting down to doing it.
For me, it's
It's
going,
like,
I've got time. It's all good. I'll just have dinner.
right.
I'll just watch 10 minutes of this of my absolute favorite show in the world, which I know there's no way I'm ever going to sit and watch because I want to know what happens to Harry at the end of the show, whether he makes it through or not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Fair enough. But anyway, I think we need to try and learn from our mistakes because this shit of staying up until, stupid o'clock in the morning, it wears a little bit thin sometimes.
Yeah, well, 12 years of schooling and here I am at nearly 41 years old and...
Hey, somehow we still managed to come here with a podcast show every week.
I know.
Every other week, sorry.
I know.
which is kind of spectacular, really. But then that, I think, comes just down to the fact that we both speak bullshit so well.
We do.
That we can kind of get through a show without really doing a huge amount.
We have talking points.
We do.
And then, that's it.
We do.
So Harvey Bay was awesome, wasn't it?
Harvey Bay was fantastic.
How good is Harvey Bay?
We had the best time, and admittedly, I have been very overwhelmed and quite exhausted recently.
You needed a break.
Not just from work stuff, but training on top of that, and obviously losing my dog a few weeks ago, and just so much shit has been going on. And I haven't had a break, haven't had a day off in close to 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's we go away a lot, but that time is always spent rushing around.
It's
to
not a
events.
relaxing trip.
There's never anything relaxing about anything we do. So we knew we were going away to do stuff this trip, but we also knew that we were going to get some time to just catch up on some rest, and it was wonderful.
Speaking of just chilling and letting the world go by, it was probably my favorite part of that whole trip.
What was that?
You organised a boat trip for us the day we got there.
Yes.
And I was kind of like, when you told me you were going to book it, I was like, oh fuck, it's the day we get there. I've just driven for 5 hours but man, it was good.
It was fantastic. So when I spoke to the captain initially, Captain Phil.
Captain Phil, that was him. Phil. I was going to say Captain Kev, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It's definitely.
It's Captain
Hello,
Phil.
Captain Phil.
Hi, Captain Phil. He was like, look, the boat is accessible itself. Like it's actually a really good layout for wheelchair users. However, there are a number of steps to get onto the boat and a very, very steep ramp to get down to the pontoon. And it was when we arrived.
Yeah.
And that was low tide, and it was
That was
almost vertical.
It was almost vertical.
It was really bad.
I looked at it from the top and went, fuck yeah. And you were like, holy shit.
Yeah, because the difference being I haven't yet figured out how to move downhill whilst keeping my wheels up off the floor. I haven't got my legs to keep me in my chair, the use of my legs to keep me in my chair. So I tend to start falling out a bit. Whereas you can do that. You can hold your wheels up. 40 years as a wheelchair user, I'm very impressed by the skills you have.
Oh, thanks.
Well, you've taught me lots, but this one I haven't quite perfected yet.
I will teach you, my child.
Yeah, we're getting there. There are things I can do now that I've never been able to do before.
But in that situation where there's just a giant, humongous, steep ramp down, the good part about that was it's just the ocean at the end of it. And you can swim.
Actually, no. I think when we got to the bottom in front of us was the boat. So there would be squash tashy. I see this whole Wile E. Coyote thing, Roadrunner thing, where you're coming behind me, pushing me down the ramp and me smashing into the side of the boat.
Oh, you see, I'd pay bloody good money
to see that. And you'd be there behind filming, wouldn't you?
And it would be a really good way of getting into the boat. If you could, what we needed was the ramp
little
down.
ramp to go up, up and over. Anyway, so Captain, were you going to say something?
No, all yours. Go for it.
So Captain Phil was like, check out the accessibility, have a look, see what you think.
Yeah.
And which we did.
Yeah.
And I think when we arrived, he was a little bit worried that
poor guy. Yeah,
he was like,
I don't think he knew what he was. He was worried what he was getting himself in.
Anyway, I think he was like really like, oh my God, are you going to be able to do this? But we've got through far more inaccessible places than that. It was 5 steps?
It was like 5 stairs up into the boat.
Yeah.
They carried our chairs up.
And we said to them, all you need to do is carry our chairs in and we'll check out the rest. And the toilets were great. The deck was very, very open.
Yeah.
There were places for us to sit in our chairs very comfortably. But my God, that cruise.
It was awesome.
Harvey Bay Adventure Cruises.
Yep.
We did the sunset cruise from the
boat club at Harvey Bay.
It was so much fun. That sunset, I have
Stunning.
never seen anything like it. It was just spectacular. Beautiful. And they took us out to a beautiful sand cay out in the middle of the ocean, and we just saw the sun go down behind it, and I might post a video so these guys can see it. For those that are joining us on the live, they can check it out on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
But it was just stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, stunning. I don't know how else to describe it. Like you saw it go down.
You could watch it go. Yeah. It was amazing. And those guys were just awesome. Like it was pretty much, you tell us what you need and we'll make it happen for you. They were really, really good like that. And we both crawled up onto the front deck of the boat because we couldn't get our chairs out the front deck because there was a few stairs up. But it was fantastic.
Oh, it was beautiful. And we saw dolphins.
We did see dolphins. And
the sea, what a beautiful colour. It was just this aqua blue green colour and clear as anything.
It was, it was sort of the spot right between, I mean, it's Fraser Island's long, but it's sort of right between Fraser and it was just stunning. It was mostly still, and there was got to tell you, I was wishing I had my fishing rod handy because there was tuna and there was mac tuna jumping, like busting up, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yes.
But I wouldn't be allowed to fish with you around because
I don't like the idea of hurting the fish, and I know people will laugh at that.
They would go back. I'd put them back.
No, I'm okay with it if you don't hurt them, but I got really upset when we were pushing down Urangam Pier.
Yeah,
and I saw the fish and.
And then I had to tell you that the fish that they were catching were actually being used as bait to eat for bigger fish to eat.
Which I guess is the circle of life, but that just broke my heart. No, I'm not like some kind of weird hippie vegan or anything like that, but a weird hippie vegan. Sorry, not being offensive to the vegans out there, I promise.
Sure.
But no, I just don't like the idea.
I'm not responsible for her comments.
I just don't like the idea of hurting animals. It doesn't matter what they are. I mean, I'm the person that won't even kill a spider or a fly because I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
You eat a lot of chicken.
I do eat a lot of chicken, but I don't kill it myself.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the difference.
Fair point.
And I'm not sat there watching it die.
You know the other thing that I really, really enjoyed? So how long have you been in Australia for?
Since 2008. So what's that?
Oh, so
50, 60, coming up 16 years.
Did you ever watch My Kitchen Rules?
Of course I did. It's still on.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, have you watched it? Is it
Yes.
something that you watch regularly? I don't know.
Yes.
That's why I asked.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, go on.
So, I feel like it was like it was the early teens, like maybe 2013, or I feel like it was either 2013 or 2016.
I reckon it was 15.
15?
Yeah.
Or somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
Dan and Steph won.
Yeah.
And they're from Harvey Bay, and they have a cafe.
They've actually won 2 times now.
They did, because they won the original.
They won the original, and they came back and they did the All-Stars show and won that. And for you guys that aren't in Australia and don't know what My Kitchen Rules is, it's like a cooking competition, home cooks set up like a home restaurant and have guests along and judges along, and they
what's his
Manu Fidel, and Colin
Fasnich,
yeah, and a few others.
And it used to be Pete
Evans.
Pete Evans, that's him. Yeah.
I don't know if many people have heard of those guys outside of Oz, but
Manu.
Yes.
Everyone knows Manu. Everyone knows Manu.
Manu. Anyway, where was I? Yes, so so they came back to do the All Stars comp and won that as well.
Yeah.
And they just come across as really, really nice
They're
people.
Just good, genuine, nice people.
So they now have a restaurant called Eat at Dan and
Eat
Steph's.
at Dan and Steph's and Emmy's, which is their daughter.
Yes, yeah. On the Esplanade there at Harvey Bay. So we thought we'd go along and check it out.
It was great.
Oh my God.
The food was phenomenal.
The food was amazing.
Yes.
So good that we went there for lunch. One day when we were doing a nice long, what was it, 15k push, 16k actually, push along the Esplanade, and then on the next morning before we left Harvey Bay, we thought, let's go back for breakfast. Yeah, and that food was spot on,
so good,
amazing,
so good. I had like it was like a That's the word I'm looking for.
On the one day you had a Benny, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like Paul. Dan's Benny or something like that, and it was it was like pork and God,
it was good. And it was on a hash thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh God.
Yes.
It was so, and I'm a foodie. I mean, have a look at me. I'm a foodie. Trust me, I'm a foodie. And it was so good.
Well, I'm not a foodie. I can leave or take food. I'm not really that bothered by it.
You die without food.
But as a type 1 diabetic, I have no choice but to eat. However, that food was just phenomenal. I had a salad, didn't I? And I know that sounds really, really boring. It was a pork belly larb. Pork belly larb salad. So that's Thai larb, I believe.
Yes.
But it was just. What's that sauce? Jim Bean. I wish it was a Jim Bean sauce.
I don't know.
It's Jim Jams. I don't know.
I just honestly feel like that is a place you wouldn't get a bad meal.
No, it was amazing.
It was awesome. So Dan makes his own sausages as well, and I mean, like, me being me, I was kind of like. Sausage. You know, holy shit, they were amazing.
Great. They were great. I ordered a single sausage to go with my salad, didn't I?
You did.
I'm like, I've got to try these sausages, and
salad with pork belly and a sausage, and a pork sausage.
It was pork belly, cheese, tomato, and herb or something. It was just beautiful.
I can't even remember what I ordered for breakfast. Can you?
Oh, yeah, you had the breakfast tacos.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Oh, my God. They were good.
Dude. Yeah.
They were really good. What did I have?
I don't know.
No, I can't remember either, but it was that good. I can't remember. No, it was amazing.
I was going to get the strawberries and cream Bircher muesli or something, like Bircher or something like that.
I feel like this is becoming a bit of a food show.
Yeah. And then I was like, you don't come all just to have, so, as much as I'm sure it would have been amazing.
No, I know. But anyway, their food was spectacular. If anyone ends up going to Harvey Bay, they need to check this place out.
Yes.
Anyway, do you think we should do the first segment? Because we've kind of been on air for like 20 minutes or something and still haven't actually done anything.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. I don't have any.
Oh, you got to guess.
All right. Have you got any ideas?
No.
Let's see if we get the buttons right.
I reckon.
All right, cool. So we're going with soapbox.
Yeah. Oh.
No. Oh.
We don't have the buttons at all.
All right. Well, Ruby, that'll be.
that'll be. So where are we at now?
That'll be at 19:48.
Okay.
I'm going to write that.
19 minutes in, and we don't have the button, but we're going to go with soapbox session first.
All right.
So for you guys watching the live there, you can see that things don't always run that smoothly.
No. Like two cripples using a beach towel to skydive, this could go anywhere. Welcome to the soapbox session. All right,
soapbox session.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Just right. I'm doing the weird soapboxy music impression. It's not very good, but there you go.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
So, yeah. So this podcast on Soapbox, we were talking about having a conversation about how, as a society, we tend to crucify people in the media and on social media before anything's been proven, so people get accused of things in social media or, in the news or,
We become judge and jury before any kind of information's been handed out, just make assumptions and automatically decide that somebody has to be guilty just because they've been accused.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think, mainstream media has a lot to answer for as far as...
yeah, it does.
Because,
the media just uses clickbait and we'll just keep having a go at people and just in order to get more people to read their news articles or watch their videos or whatever. And it's kind of disgusting. And unfortunately, people listen to that shit. They don't make up their own minds.
We've ended up in a society that it really is guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, it really is.
And just, some of the things that have happened, around here of late, and I really have to stop myself from reading social media posts and or reading the comments because I get really frustrated. Like I can get fiery when I want to. You've seen
really generally in the car when you're annoyed at a driver and you can't actually say anything to them. It's me that has to listen to your fieriness.
Yeah, exactly. Then I have
you can.
Yeah, I do like to. I like to look at a situation and think about it from all angles but yeah, people just get on the bandwagon.
Yeah, they do. And the problem is with social media is quite often people listen to the opinions of others without actually doing their own research from reputable places, not just shit they've read off some random website, and make up their own minds and justification. And as humans, we will always be more inclined to listen to people who have our own opinions or kind of share our own outlooks on life. So it's very, very unusual for you to kind of want to look outside your own blinkers. Yeah. And that's just human nature.
Absolutely, yeah.
However, it becomes so detrimental. Like it's detrimental to you as a person to not have the ability to look outside your own bias. And it just
it turns us into grumpy fucking people.
It does.
It really does.
A bunch of grumpy fuckers.
It does, absolutely.
No, but I'd like the most recent example I can think of, certainly with what's going on at the moment in Australia, is that police officer in New South Wales who tasered the 95-year-old dementia patient who was threatening people with a knife.
Which is just so awful.
It's awful. That will be awful for the police officer. It will be awful for the family. I mean, obviously, it's really sad because that lady just died.
She's passed away.
Their poor family, and there is just so much awfulness all around. Nobody, no police officer wants
Who
to
the hell
taser a
would want to
95-year-old.
Exactly.
And look, regardless of whether he turns out to have been in the wrong or not, or whether he was doing the right thing according to his training, which also has to be a point of view we look at.
Absolutely.
Everybody is vilifying him straight away. None of us know the facts yet.
Yep.
Nobody does. Yes, it's fucking awful that a 95-year-old woman had to be tasered, but none of us know the facts. We don't. The full facts have not been released.
Right.
And all we're basing opinions off is what the media is giving us. Now, I'm not putting judgment either way, because I think there'll be a lot more information that comes out about this. And certainly we know now that police officer has been charged. But what has annoyed me about it is the way the media is like, oh, police officer stood down.
That's what happens.
Down every cop who is involved in an incident. That is just part and parcel with the job. If you're involved in something like that,
if you're in the room,
you won't. Yeah, exactly. You only have to be in the room. You don't even have to be the person that is directly involved. Even if you are the person that's going in and doing CPR to try and help someone and do nothing else, you are still stood down. So, like, the media pushing this whole narrative that the cop is in the wrong from the start is not a good thing. Now, once again, I'm not saying who's wrong, who's right, but what I'm saying is the media will push their own agenda with so many different things, and we can't sit there on the whole bandwagon and place judgment based purely off that bullshit.
You know, it's like you said before, it's clickbait and but you know,
and trial by media,
and you know, they want the shock and they want the horror.
Yeah.
But you know, that poor bastard that, you know, is the cop.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what your point of view is, whether you think he did the right or the wrong thing, nobody wants to make that choice to have to taser a 95-year-old woman. Nobody. Police officers become police officers because they want to help protect people. And the police were called on that occasion because there was an incident with a woman wielding a knife and the staff couldn't deal with it. So he was there to protect people. That's what it comes down to. So he would not have stood there going, all right, my goal today is to try and kill a 95-year-old. That's not the way it would have happened. And whether he's done the right thing or not, we don't know. And those things will come to light with time. But who are we as the general public that weren't there in that situation, that haven't seen all the facts, that don't know what's going on, to place judgment on it? And this, you know, this whole thing is not supposed to be about that. I'm just using it as example of the way the human race is at the moment.
We're breeding, and what we're doing is we're breeding social media keyboard warriors.
Yes,
we're breeding keyboard warriors. Because, you know, everyone with an internet connection has social media has a social media account now, and you know, everyone's entitled to their opinions. But
the thing is, what people forget when they get on their keyboards like that is both sides have to read that shit. So the poor woman's family has to read all this vilification, this vileness, this venom that's being spat out, and so do the police officer and his family. And can't people just be nice? I just wish people could be kinder. I do. The world it's just full of so much venom. Yep. It makes me sad. It does.
I think you know, I think in capping that off, I think excuse me, there will be I think there'll be some serious looking at obviously the police officer's actions, clearly.
Yeah, and that does need to be investigated, absolutely.
But also what training from the aged care facility there is.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, how was she ever allowed to get a knife if she has dementia and violent tendencies? Which, if it was at that point, it wouldn't have been a new thing. And also the training that the staff have within aged care facilities in order to deal with situations such as this.
And I can say from personal experience that, you know, the residents at these facilities, in the ones I'm aware of anyway, you know, they're not, if things are being cut up or, things are being prepared, not in the kitchen, but, on a bench top or whatever, they're not kept away. They're, they're able to, which is great. And
of course, they have to have enrichment in their lives, but at the same time,
but there's a security.
Dementia can be a very, very unpredictable illness, and it's a fucking awful disease for anyone affected by it. And I've also had a personal experience of dementia, so I'm talking about it from a personal standpoint as well. And I just think that there needs to be more training and more awareness for the people within these facilities, because the unpredictability of it and they're not in control of their minds and they're not in control of their bodies. No. So when they become unpredictable like that, it upsets them even further. Yeah, and just more needs to be done. Yeah, more needs to be done. I think that's what needs to be looked at.
From what I understand, it is only it's the nursing staff and that are trained in some way in working with people with this kind of dementia, and it really needs to any staff member who comes in contact with or works in that dementia area needs to have that understanding and that training.
Anyway, somehow we've gone from talking about just the subject as a broad thing to just this, but I think it's a good example of what we wanted to talk about here, because it's and it's very relevant at the moment.
There's two families whose lives will be irreparably, is that the word? Irreparably?
Yes.
Tarnished or affected by what's going on. It's sad.
Anywho.
Yeah, cool. So back to Harvey Bay.
Yes.
Go on.
I was just going to say, talking about the boat before.
Yes.
We spent a lot of time at the boat club.
How good's the boat club? The Harvey Bay Boat Club is awesome. It's really good. The food's good. The staff are awesome, really friendly. Yeah. It's overlooking the water.
I promise you, we're not on some kind of sales thing here. No. It was a good trip, and we wanted to talk about it.
We like to talk about things that we like and enjoyed. And
so we ate there.
We did.
The food was fantastic.
We had a beverage or six there.
Possibly quite more. But the one night we went there, there was a live musician playing, and my God, I felt for him, because there weren't very many people to play to.
No, but he was awesome.
Oh, he was amazing. Like we ate in the restaurant, which was next door to the room where the music was playing. We didn't really take a huge amount of notice of it whilst we were eating. It was a bit of music in the background. Yeah. And I don't think we could hear it properly either.
No, I could hear his stomp pedal that he's got.
Yeah, but that was,
and a little bit of beat, and that was about it.
That was about it. As we were pushing out of the restaurant to the exit of the venue, we've both kind of stopped in our tracks and gone, oh. And then I've gone, oh my God, it's Wagon Wheel.
He's playing Wagon Wheel.
Which,
don't judge me.
Yeah, I know. It's a song we both like. But anyway, we stopped and listened to him, and he was very eclectic in the music he chose to play, and it wasn't just older stuff. It was new stuff as well, he was so good. Bloody what was his name again?
I was just gonna say, we'll put it in the comments
I wish I could remember.
I'll post his stuff to the Facebook page and the Insta, because he was bloody good. He was so. You're gonna look now, aren't you?
I'm gonna look now, because he needs a plug.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
does need a plug. He was just.
I know his middle initial was F. It was like Freddie. Yeah, it was somebody F. Something.
Do you remember that movie Freddie Got Fingered?
I don't know that I ever saw it.
Yeah, it probably wasn't worth.
Was it before my time?
Oh, here we go. This is really interesting. Now they've sent a login code to my phone, and my phone is doing the filming today. So, oh my goodness.
Well.
Can anyone remember what my password is? Let's quickly try this. Keep talking within your.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Within
but
yourself.
He was great. So, I'm quite eclectic in my music taste, as
am I.
As are you. And I heard Wagon Wheel. I was like, And I know it's a bit of a daggy song, but I freaking love it. And he was doing a great job. So I was like, I'm going to listen to these.
I ain't gonna listen. And oh my god,
And
what he was playing like Green Day.
he
and-
was. So that turned into us staying and listening, pulling up a table and grabbing a few more drinks.
Mhm.
And we bought him a drink too.
We did.
Oh,
what did he have? A martini, espresso martini.
Espresso martini. Because I said to
Yes.
him, I'll buy you a drink. He goes, no, you don't want to buy me a drink. They're expensive. I'm like, no, mate, whatever. You've entertained us. Let me do. And he's like, espresso martini. I'm like, yep, sweet, all good. Yeah, it was. But geez, he was good. Like, just a.
I can't get into my Instagram.
Don't worry about it. I'll post it later.
Oh, I just wanted the people to know who we're talking about. Anyway, he was good. He was really, really good.
Yeah, he was.
That was a fun. And in fact, he was that good that we were heading home as we heard his music, and that was like at 8 o'clock back to the hotel.
Yeah.
We actually ended up staying till after 10 when he finished his set because he was that good.
Yeah, he was. So he went back on and to do his last set, and we thought, oh, we'll listen to one more song before we go.
We did.
We won't hear the rest of it, and we ended up staying out for the whole thing. So, yeah.
It was worth it.
Yeah. So, anyway, so we will share his details. And he does travel around. He's Harvey Bay based, somewhere around there. So, yeah, look out for that. But it's kind of useless me saying that without knowing his name. But
I know. I feel stupid for not writing that down. But
don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah.
But it's all good. You know what else I really liked about Harvey Bay?
Yeah, what?
Are you laughing at me
no.
because
Harvey Bay.
Harvey Bay? Well, it's kind of the Harvey Bay special.
Yes, I know. Go on, carry on.
There was a lot to like about it.
There was. Oh, I have to point this out.
Oh,
okay,
shit, here we
I
go.
have to say this. This is just right. So we are close to 5 hours away from home.
Yes.
Yes. And we are pushing through the boat club, talking about the boat club.
Yeah.
And somebody goes, Adam!
Oh, shit. Here we go.
So, and then also we got a message when we returned home from somebody who says, I saw you guys pushing down the Esplanade the other day.
Yeah,
Did you
Mr.
enjoy?
Mr. Kavanagh.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so why is it we can't go anywhere, especially you, in Australia or New Zealand, because this happened to us at the airport in New Zealand as well.
It did,
Like,
yes.
we're in a different country now.
Yeah.
Go somewhere without knowing someone. I have to say, wherever we are, it doesn't matter. You bump into a person you know.
It's this face.
It is. I mean, you're
It's
pretty. Mr. Stumpy over there is
Yeah.
pretty recognisable.
Yeah, exactly. Is it the face or is it the fact I have no legs?
Probably a little column A, little
yeah,
column
yeah.
B.
But, I mean, I've not had legs for not that long.
No,
so.
I know. But people just know everyone everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we've been to, we were in Cairns last year. You bumped into someone you knew.
Yeah. I ran into 2 people I knew.
Yes,
actually.
I know, which is just fucking crazy.
Jackie and Linda and it was on they don't know each other.
The same walk.
And on the same walk. But
I know, but how does we haven't been, and we travel a lot.
Yeah, we
We
do.
have not been anywhere where you haven't or we haven't seen somebody we know.
yeah. You know what? It makes me, just in saying that, makes me wonder. I wonder if somebody's seen me walking, like, not walking, but pushing down the street and going, oh, it looks like that. Oh, hang on, it wouldn't be Adam because this fella hasn't got any legs.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't know that, I had my
Have
legs
legs done.
hacked
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, this is true.
Had my legs hacked off. Yeah.
It was me doing axe practice. Actually, you know who else we just happened to see in Harvey Bay? I mean, this takes the cake.
Who?
Your fucking dad and
Oh,
stepmom.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They also live on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, they
and
do.
somehow we've all ended up there at the same time.
They were working up there.
I know.
And,
like, how is that? Like I say, we know people. It's this kind of shit just happens constantly.
I know.
But it was nice. We went and had dinner with them one night.
I'd
didn't
be
we?
more concerned if you kept running into people you knew from the UK here.
Yeah, I do run into people I know from the UK. I ended up living a road away from the person I used to work with when I was 15. I mean, that's just nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've been to other. I went to when I was younger. living in the UK, I went to the Canary Islands, which are Spanish islands close to Africa. So it's like a 4.5-hour flight from the UK, and bumped into my school bus driver.
Oh, no way.
It's like the world, although it's humongous, is actually a very, very small place.
It really is. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you know a lot of people.
Even on the boat, when we were on the boat doing that sunset cruise, there was a bunch of people on that local to us as well. Like, oh, we're Gold Coasters. Oh, yeah, we're from the coast too. Oh, we're on.
That happened a lot, didn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, we're from, 2 streets away from you. Oh, okay, cool.
Let's all vacate the Gold Coast and move to Harvey Bay. Oh, man. The walkway was really cool too. Like,
yeah.
If you're looking for a place to go for a really cool, just be able to get up and go for a push or a walk every day and stuff. Harvey Bay is the place.
It's beautiful. It's very sedate and serene there. There's not a lot of people. It's super, super, super quiet. I mean, it's relaxed for Australia, and Australia is a very, very quiet place anyway compared to many, many others in the rest of it. Even our big cities aren't busy compared to the UK or the US, where populations are much, much higher over a much smaller space. But we did a 16K walk, and
that was epic.
Well, we didn't walk it; we pushed it.
Yeah, there was no
there were no miracles going on.
No.
Harvey Bay brought about
miracle on the Esplanade at Harvey Bay.
So we did a 16K push, which it's actually 28 Ks altogether.
Yep.
But we kind of ran out of time because we kept stopping and eating and having ice cream and taking photographs. We did. And it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. And what I love about it is the calmness of the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Most places in Australia on the east coast, there's great surf. The beaches are beautiful, but the sea is very, very choppy and wavy, and lots of rips and all that kind of stuff, and which is cool. But if you're in a wheelchair, that can actually be quite difficult to get into the water in. What I loved about Harvey Bay is the fact that it's very still, calm water, and you do feel like you're in a tropical paradise. It was just such a beautiful azure water, and I wish that we'd have been able to get down into it, because I think it would have been beautiful to swim in.
Absolutely, yeah. And I don't think don't think you get stingers there either. I think you're not quite...
No more than here on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, you're not far enough north for that to be an
constant, issue. For the Irukandji and stuff.
You might find a saltwater crocodile here and there, who's gone a little bit astray, but,
Didn't they see a salty down in Harvey Bay not that long ago?
Yeah, I feel like,
Which is really unusual because that's really far south.
Yeah. Can you imagine just paddling along... on a kayak, or even just swimming, off the beach.
Holy fuck!
and all of a sudden, this thing floats past you. Go, that's not a fucking log.
That's not a shark. Why am I being snapped at by something that looks like a log?
I think you'd be snapped at. I think you'd just be eaten.
Yeah, probably.
Mind
a few death rolls.
Small, salty, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but should we move on?
Yeah. What have we got coming up next?
Social media tactic.
So, what did you want to talk about today?
I find it amusing. I think, social media takedown's theme is, new approaches on social media. But between what I was going to talk about and what you were going to talk about, it's all about new approaches and people contacting us. But I just find it really amusing how people will message me, people who've never met me before, don't know who I am, and how they will start a conversation.
Yeah.
I've had this guy message me, and this, I'm going to preface this by saying this might be a language barrier. Possibly. Maybe. But he started the conversation with, "Hello, love bro."
Devotee.
Yeah, maybe.
He wants to get it on with you.
Oh no!
He's seen your stumps and been like, "Oh yeah, that's my kind of man."
Mate, I'm like, if you're going to start a conversation with "Hello, love bro," I think you need to work on your delivery a little bit.
What? How would you prefer him to start it? Preface it with, "Hey."
Did you just say preface it?
Yeah.
Preface. Whatever. No, you're a Pommy. You speak weird.
You're an Aussie. You speak weird.
Yeah. Whatever.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. We were talking. Yeah, but
yeah. Anyway, there's
all in the delivery. Like, if you want somebody to take you seriously, and like I said, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but straight from the word go.
You do understand, though, that that's a better conversation starter than I generally get.
Yeah.
Can I take photos of you?
Can I see your feet?
Can I see your feet? What was that? Actually, I got one yesterday, day before. I sent you a screenshot of it. Will you marry me?
Yeah.
What was it? I will be good to you and something. I'm like, dude, you're going to have to be really fucking good to me if you want me to marry you. And I'm probably not a person you want to marry because I'm an annoying pain in the ass.
Fucking hard work.
Oh, thanks. You're not supposed to agree with me.
Sorry. Well, we're live and we're on camera, so you can't do anything.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but talking about people who start conversations with you on, Facebook and social media.
Yeah.
This is the thing that really pisses me off is when somebody sends you a friend request and you look at their profile and go, yeah, cool. You seem like a cool person. Maybe they're, part of a business network. They know lots of the same people as you do. And then they don't say a word to you, nothing.
Yeah.
A few months later, you'll get a private message from them saying, I want to sell you this, that, and the other. Come and take part in my course. And then they continually send you the same shit over and over again. Like, if you would like to do business stuff with me,
yes,
please contact me through your business account, and I can decide whether I actually want to follow or like what you do, or I'm interested in your product or service. But also, if you're going to do it that underhandedly by sending me a friend request and pretending like you want to actually network and get to know someone, make the effort to do that first.
Absolutely.
Because to me, that's just like, as soon as I see a sales message from someone, I don't even look at it. Don't even look at it.
It's social media cold calling.
It basically is.
It is. Yeah. Short of
it
it,
annoys the shit out of me.
Short of them calling you right on 6:30 when it's dinner time. It's like, have you got a new internet connection? Would you like one?
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I get messages at like stupid o'clock in the morning from people overseas that and they send you like.
That's because you're from overseas.
No. But no, I mean, when I say from overseas, I mean like friggin' Nigeria or some African prince asking me to, invest in
they're rich. They're rich.
Of course they are, in his Bitcoin account. Oh my God. Anyway.
Nigerian princes are rich. It's well known. You should ask them for sponsorship. See if they want to sponsor the show.
I know, right? Or, sponsor
we have
me as an athlete.
Have a great podcast. They'd want to get involved in this.
Oh, talking about crazy Nigerians and stuff.
Oh shit!
Crazy
Here we go.
No,
no.
The Wattle Nest. So these guys, the Wattle Nest, they're incredible organisation that are all about athlete empowerment and what?
How did you go from crazy Nigerians
Let me explain. Let me explain.
Sorry, Rachel.
Let me.
Oh my God.
Let me explain. Judge. Please don't make me laugh. I need to pee.
That's just made my day.
I've forgotten what I was saying now.
Crazy Nigerians Wattle Nest.
Anyway, the Wattle Nest, they're about trying to help athletes, empower athletes and find sponsorship and that kind of thing, and health and well-being. And their account got hacked. Their Instagram account got hacked yesterday.
That's awful.
And it was somebody trying to sell Bitcoin, clearly. And when you looked back through to the person that was tagging themselves in the post to try and get you to go and buy their Bitcoin, it was a crazy Nigerian.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So that's where the whole crazy Nigerian thing came from.
Okay, because I was like,
see, there is method in my madness.
I don't know about that.
You may not think that, but there is.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
There is.
Oh, look, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, go on.
Many wouldn't.
Many wouldn't.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
Yes. We're going to go to Moron of the Day. It's the Moron of the Day.
It's the moron of the day. It's the moron of the day. Moron. You're a moron.
Hey, that's not nice.
Moron, as Fletcher used
Moron.
to say when he couldn't say Fletcher. No, he said Fletcher. Moron.
No, that I have to tell that story
Go on then.
just really quickly because it's awesome. I'm consider myself pretty chilled out most of the time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Although we did have a conversation yesterday about the 6 or 7 different ways where you are not chill
Yeah.
at all.
Which actually makes me sound like I'm not very chilled out
No,
at all.
you are. You're a very chill person, but there are certain things that make you not very chill. But we'll talk about that some other time. I think it'll be an interesting talking point.
So this goes back. So Fletcher's 6. So this probably
Yes.
goes back at least 3 years,
At
three
least.
maybe 4 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
And we're in the car, and there's this guy on the highway in the right lane just chugging along, and an ambulance comes up behind him, lights and sirens and honking his horn, and this guy's just sitting there. And me not even, like, clearly I knew my 3 or 4 year old or however old he was in the back seat. I knew, but I had a momentary lapse of judgment. Let's call it
parenting.
Let's call it a momentary lapse of parenting judgment. Let's go with that. And I was like, and because that is,
They happen quite often, just in the car, just saying.
they do not. I'm well behaved when he's in the car.
Yeah, you reckon?
But I would have to say my absolute pet peeve
Yes.
is people not getting out of the way of emergency services
Oh,
vehicles.
yes. Yeah.
It shits me to tears, like no end.
Yes.
Gives me the willies. Anyway, so this guy's hooting down the right-hand lane in the fast
Hootin'?
lane. Hooting. He's hooting down the right lane.
You've
And-
become Scottish.
And,
Scotland.
Oh, no. I'm not even going there. Ambo comes up behind him, lights and sirens and horns, and he's just sitting there. And me being me, I was like, get out of his way, you fucking moron. And straight away, like it was instantaneous, like, oh shit, Fletcher's in the back. And he turns to me, don't worry about the fact I just dropped the F-bomb. He's like, Dad, what's a moron? I'm like, oh, it's a silly person, dude. Oh, okay, Dad.
So then that became his favourite word.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the fucking bit didn't become his favourite word because there was plenty of time for that once he became 6.
Yeah, pretty much. But more
Yeah, we digress.
we digress.
It was talking about morons, but
You can take the lead on this one.
Well, yes, because this week, once again, I'd like to call you the moron of the day.
That's not nice.
Oh, but it's so well deserved.
Is it though?
Oh, it so is. So, you picked me up the other day and you decided to tell me a story, and that story has led to this. So I don't know why you told me, because it was always going to become a subject of conversation on our podcast.
Yes.
You
Yes.
tipped yourself backwards out of your chair, arse over tit.
Yes.
And well, you can tell the story about how that occurred, because
Okay. It was a Saturday night. It was a Saturday night in late May 2023
on the Gold Coast.
on the Gold Coast. Adam had just realised that he had COVID
Again.
fucking second time in 6 months. And it was Saturday night. I just tested positive.
At the movie,
But it was really faint, so I'd figured I was coming off the back end of having it and had it and didn't kind of realise. Anyway, longer story short, I was coming out of the bathroom and my back wheels clipped something, and I've just gone, ah!
A bad workman blames his tools.
Yeah. Well, I've gone base over apex, and I haven't fallen out of this chair. up to this point.
You're doing better than me because I fell out of mine within what?
You did.
Like a 24 hours of having
but
it.
I caught you.
You kind of did.
Yeah.
Which is, I was still backwards and about 3 inches from. No, I hit the floor. The back of my chair hit the floor because there's a big scratch on it where it hit.
No. Well, I fell backwards and I hit the ground. Because in this chair, I'm very, very high up. I'm a lot higher up than I used to be. So
excuses.
It's further to fall. No, I'm just saying it's further to fall.
It is.
And I hit the ground with it, and I've just gone. And it was probably 11 at night or so.
Yeah.
Christy and Fletcher are both upstairs in bed, and I've just gone, fuck.
Because I'd like to point out here that one of the things that we were speaking about yesterday where you're not Mr. Chill is when you hurt yourself.
And I did hurt myself. It hurt a lot.
Yeah. Well, you react with a lot of flair and colour when you like hurt yourself a little bit. So
it makes me feel better.
So I can imagine the expletives that came out of your mouth.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, I was like, holy shit. So the next morning I said to Christy, I'm like, did you hear a big thud late last night? She's like, yeah, I was wondering what that was. I'm like, yeah, thanks for that. Well, that was me falling out of my chair and hitting the dirt. So, yeah.
Did she laugh at you?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
As did
As did
Six.
As did I. As did he. There's a bit of a theme there, isn't there?
Yes. I don't laugh at people when they hurt themselves.
Oh, bullshit.
I don't.
Bullshit.
I laugh at you.
You laugh at me constantly. Yeah. Every time I hit my head getting out the car, which is most days, you laugh at me.
Because it's the same car
every time.
That you get in and out of.
I know.
A dozen times a day.
I know. I suck.
And it's not like those stairs in Harry Potter at Hogwarts that move. The door frame of the car is in the same place the whole time.
I admit that I am one of the most accident-prone people you will ever meet. I mean,
seconded.
I mean, I have hit a hurdle twice. So
yes.
Head-on collision with a hurdle twice in my life. So yeah, and wheelchairs do not do hurdles. So
I like to say you got up close and personal with a hurdle. You tried to make out with a hurdle.
I did. It wasn't very successful.
No.
I think hurdles are not attracted to me.
No. I think they're attracted to their own kind.
Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I'm moron of the day.
You are. And I'm pretty moronic as well because I keep doing the same shit, but you know.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so new chair, it's kind of like a rite of passage. You get a brand new wheelchair and at some point you're going to do something stupid and go ass over.
Yeah, of course you are.
And I did it. And
do you know what? The second time I fell out of this chair was actually your fault. The second time I fell out of this chair was because you'd put my wheels back on after the chair had been in the car.
Yeah.
And I tried to transfer off my chair onto the toilet as soon as I got back in the house. Yeah. And as I did, the wheel fell off and I ended up arse over tit, face plant in the toilet seat.
Excellent.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
You ever see those signs that say all care but no responsibility?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
All care and no responsibility.
All care but no responsibility.
No care and no responsibility.
Yeah, no one gives a shit and I'm not being responsible.
No shit's given.
Oh my God. But anyway, we need to talk about Urangan Pier.
Oh, okay. Talking about accidents. Awesome.
About
beautiful pier. So back to Harvey Bay again.
Yeah, we're at Harvey Bay
again. As on our first day there.
Yes.
Yeah, first day there. We've got the pier is what 800 meters long.
It is 860 something
meters long, and
used to be 1200 and.
They decided to chop a bit off.
Yeah. And then they decided to cut a bit of it off. Yeah.
Sounds painful.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, and it's stunning. It goes right out into the ocean as piers do, funnily enough. Funnily enough. And but the problem is it is not a very good surface for wheelchairs.
No.
Like for manual wheelchairs.
It's like a it's a
it is a wooden pier.
So.
And I've gone across plenty of wooden piers before and not that level of bone shaking experience.
Yes.
I think it's because it's kind of like old sleeper style
Yeah.
wooden slats,
Yeah.
and they are very old.
Yeah.
Very old, a lot
Do.
of them. The bottom end of the pier is not too bad, but the top end out in the ocean, sort
Yep.
of the last 15, 20 meters is interesting.
The pier dates back to 1913, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that, you know, all that stuff's all been replaced, but it's still all parts of it are very, very old.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it's like one of those things, those old school machines that go around your belly and shake your belly to make you lose weight. It was like that. It was like going along.
I was about to say it's a vibrator, but that's not what I meant. A vibration plate.
Right.
No. Anyway, so yes.
But
yes.
Yeah. How good is Urangan Pier though?
Anyway, going back to accidents.
Accidents.
I got to the end of the pier and I was very, very thirsty. So I opened a can up that had been in my bag.
Yeah.
And I don't drink drinks very quickly, as you well know.
No.
It can take me a long time to get
Yes.
through a can. So I'm like, I've put the can between my thighs. We're talking about vibrators. No, hang on.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so I've put the can between my legs and resting on my cushion.
Yeah.
And I mean, on a smooth surface, it doesn't tend to stay there that well because obviously I can't squeeze my muscles in order to get it to stay in place.
So on 860 odd meters of the Urangan Pier, not so much?
So let's say about 2 meters later, I am absolutely covered, like soaking in what was it, like Diet Coke or something.
Pepsi Max or something.
When I say covered, I mean it was a new can, like, and the whole thing landed on me and then landed on the floor. So not just my lap, but my shoes were saturated. I'm like, oh my God, it was like the only pair of trainers that I had with me whilst we were on that trip. So
it was an awesome effort.
Yeah, only me.
Yep.
Only me. Anyway,
only
but how many times did we both almost come out of our chairs on that pier?
Several.
So look, can I just point out though, like if you can do it because it is beautiful, and so long as you take it, if you're in a manual wheelchair, so long as you take it slowly and
use a free wheel if you have one, or anything bigger than my 6-inch caster wheels on the front of my chair, because
on our chairs
you got 6-inch caster wheels as well.
I do.
Yeah.
So just, and if you have the ability to lift your front wheels up a bit, do that because it is certainly makes life a lot easier because like some of the gaps between each of the sleepers are quite significant.
Yep.
So much so that you can see the ocean below you.
Yeah.
So and because they're old, they're all uneven. So
you're not old. Don't call me old. I am
yes.
old. You're older. Sorry.
You have just had an entire conversation with yourself.
It's what I do. That's what I do.
Oh my freaking God.
Yeah.
But yeah, just get along to it, guys, if you can. It's beautiful.
It is absolutely mad. But I have to tell you something, you know, we're in a safe space. So, you know, I can.
A safe space, do you reckon?
Well,
is this going to be something that's taking the piss out of me?
No. It's taking the piss out of me.
Oh, okay, good.
This is how comfortable I'm feeling in this environment right now. I'm going to share something.
Oh, God. I get a bad feeling about this. What are you going to share?
So I was in Harvey Bay circa 2015 or 2016.
Yeah.
And I went out the Urangan Pier myself.
Yeah.
And going up and going back, I managed to fall out of my chair twice. So the fact that we both managed to do it this time without stacking it all,
I know it's a pretty significant win. I'd say
it was a good win. I'd call that a win. Yeah.
Do you know what? I was really worried then that you said it was a safe space and all, that you were going to share some kind of story about you being all shaken up and farting or something.
you know what really blew me away though?
Not the farts.
Definitely not the farts. No, but like both times I stacked it and fell flat on my ass on the deck of the pier. I looked around and like there was people everywhere fishing and no one looked up. It was like it was a regular occurrence. It was like, oh, you know, cripples fall over and
yeah. Oh well.
yeah.
You're a big boy. You can cope.
Yeah. I managed.
Quite capable to get back in your own chair.
Not these days, I'm not.
Well, you can,
I
but
can.
you require something to leverage off.
I used to kneel on my knees to get back in my chair.
I know. If you kneel on your kneel on your knees, you're about 6 inches shorter these days. So
and now I have no knees, so there's no kneeling.
Yeah, so for you to get back in your chair is a quite considerable height.
Yes.
And you're a short ass, so
I am.
I mean, you really are. The reason you look so tall now is because your chair is. Anyway,
should we move on?
So what? Let's end on me taking the piss and being quite mean to you. No, I'm not mean. I just like to give you a hard time, as you do. Let's go with a little bit of kindness and generosity, shall we? The kindness virus.
The kindness virus.
So I'm going to talk today a little bit about a friend of mine.
I'm getting a drink because I'm
about to die.
Well, I don't know about that.
Do you have a drink?
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy the drink.
There's my Pepsi Max.
Yes, your Pepsi Max. Enjoy.
I will.
Oh, so I'm going to talk a little bit about a friend of mine who I saw had actually posted on a Facebook group that I'm a member of, about something that really, really kind had happened to her, and I thought it would also be a little bit of a good conversation starter for us as well.
Absolutely.
But so she has motor neurone disease and has really, really, really sadly the familial version of it. So it's genetic, and has lost her 2 triplet sisters and her mum through the illness, and it runs through their family, and really just devastatingly, it all happened within probably less than a 2-year period. She lost all those family members. Wow. So, and she now herself has it. No. And she's been very, very lucky to have sort of a lot of people help her with trial drugs and things that have kept her very, very stable. So thank goodness for that. However, her walking is very affected. Yeah. So she has drop foot and struggles a lot to walk, but it's her choice to maintain her mobility as much as she can and her independence as much as she can, and stay out of a wheelchair and walk around. Yeah. She does not have a disabled parking badge, which just blows my mind, because you need one, and I'm going to send you this video so that you can see us say you need one, and we'll talk a bit more about this in a second. But she went shopping and was struggling with the shopping trolley, the shopping cart, to get down over a curb with a shopping trolley.
I'll bet she had one with dodgy front wheels.
Oh, probably. Everything's got dodgy front wheels. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you've got front wheels, they're generally dodgy.
They're going to be dodgy.
Small caster wheels are not your friend. No. And she's got this big, huge shopping trolley full of food, and couldn't get down didn't have the strength and mobility to get it down, a step. And some lovely woman has come along and helped her. Somebody who was also parked in a disabled. Yeah. Oh, really? Spot. Yes, yeah. So clearly that is another person with a disability. And she's taken the trolley off Ness, and she's gone over and she's packed everything away in the car for her. Oh, wow. And I've just said her name. But anyway.
We'll edit that.
Yeah, no, actually, I think it's fine because it was a public post anyway.
Yeah, true.
But she was just blown away by the kindness of this woman, and the fact that she also said to her, get yourself a parking badge. Yeah. I think the problem is with a lot of people is they don't see themselves as disabled enough. Like there are people that really misuse those spots, and they and that's a different topic altogether. But there are a lot of people that are entitled to a disability badge, to a blue badge, and they don't make use of it because they don't see themselves as being disabled enough. Oh, there's plenty more people that are more disabled than me that need those spots. But that's not the point. If you struggle with mobility and you need that space and you need that help, get yourself
bloody do
a
it.
badge.
Absolutely.
Why struggle? Those spots are there to help you. They are wider spots so that you can more easily get in and out of your vehicle, but they also tend to be close to the door if you're somebody that struggles with walking. So it's important that you utilize that privilege to have a spot like
100%.
that. If you need help, accept it. Accept it, because it will make your life so much easier.
Life's not meant to struggle. Like if you don't have to, don't struggle.
Do it, exactly. And I think also with some people, and this is just a product of society, there's also that internalized ableism where you just don't see yourself as disabled. And I know that was me as well. When I first had a disability, I didn't identify as being a disabled person, but I think and that's just a product of society, that seeing that disability is a negative thing, and you don't want to have those negative thoughts about yourself. But if you need that help and you need that assistance, accept it.
Absolutely.
Because I swear to God, life is so much more pleasurable when you don't have to struggle all the time.
Yeah.
They're
there for a reason, and they're there for people who genuinely need them. And
and look, I just wanted to say, on behalf of my friend and just anyone who receives help when they need it from somebody who's just offering a random act of kindness, thank you, because it's it makes the world a much nicer place. And if you don't have to struggle, and somebody's and it's, do you know what, it's just nice, isn't it, to be a recipient of somebody who's just genuinely being helpful and kind to you.
I'm not gonna lie, I do get the warm and fuzzies when I see there's still good people just doing random nice things for people,
and as much as we give a lot of shit to things, and I think we are very, very blessed and very lucky to see a lot of that kindness a lot of the time. Yeah. It's very unusual for us to come across somebody who's just an out and out asshole. Yeah. and I think the world is full of kindness and generosity.
Yeah, I agree.
It really is. And unfortunately, the minority, the unkind things seem to get more airtime, more attention, but that's that's just humanity, isn't it? But it that really is the minority.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? I think it's important that if you're not seeing the good side of humanity, if you're not seeing acts of kindness like we were talking about, go out and create it.
Exactly.
Go out and do it. Go and do something nice for somebody else, whether it's somebody you know or somebody you don't know. If it's random, you're seeing somebody struggling, as is the case with this, go out and help people.
Yeah, because kindness costs nothing. It really doesn't.
Really doesn't.
It doesn't need to anyway. No. And it's always nice to help others. It not only helps them, but it makes you feel good as well. You never know what somebody's going through in life, and if you could bring a smile to their face by doing something, so a tiny small gesture, imagine how much happiness you're spreading, and you could actually be doing them a bigger favor than you actually realize. So
it's funny, if I'm having a shit day for whatever reason, something's happened or whatever, I actively look to do things like that, because it gives me the warm and fuzzies and makes me feel good, but it also helps somebody else out.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
I think that's today's show.
What a wrap.
I've got to say, we didn't have a guest this week, but we've got our guest lined up for the next episode, which will be awesome. The fantastic, incredible Brett D. Scott.
Yes.
He is the founder of Supercharged Freedom, and he is a fantastic
such a cool guy.
Man, wonderful speaker, and he's doing some incredible things with his life and his coaching business, and just we really, really, really want to show what he's all about. And he also won the Raw Awards for is it Disruptor of the Year or something last year. So whilst you got your Coach of the Year year he got his disruptor or innovator. It was something like that. But anyway, we're really excited to have him on. We've done a few things with him now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to be a great show. And hopefully we've got a really, really good guest coming up 2 weeks after that. So all going to plan, but we'll let you know next time.
Make sure you check out this episode. Check out the next episode as well with Brett, because it's going to be phenomenal. Make sure you get on our social media, like, subscribe, and drop us a comment. If there's something you want to talk about, want us to talk about, discuss.
Absolutely. Throw us some suggestions, guys.
Absolutely.
We are always willing to talk about anything.
Yes.
Absolutely anything.
Whether it's taking the piss or a serious conversation. We do serious conversations.
We do. We have a lot of serious conversations, but we mostly swear and take a piss out of each other, or at least I mostly swear anyway.
Yeah. Truth.
Miss Potty Mouth.
Miss Natasha P. Potty Mouth.
I like it.
You like it?
Yes,
cool.
yes. All right, guys. We will catch you next time on the next show. Don't forget to watch the live premiere, YouTube premiere, or catch the edited audio next a week on Tuesday.
And how do they find us on social media?
They go to 2 Cripples, 1 Pair of Legs podcast on Facebook, or 2crips.1pairoflegs on Instagram.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
We good?
We're good. Catch you next time.
Peace.
And again. Bye. Well, that's a wrap for this week's episode of 2 Cripples, 1 Pair of Legs. As always, we'd like to thank our studio guests for joining us, and of course to the legends at Podfire for making all of this come to life. If you like what you've heard, or even if we've offended the shit out of you, but you still want to hear more, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also check out our Insta page, 2crips.1pairoflegs, and you'll be the first to know when a new episode drops.